Hey Wild Ones, I'm Lucy, and this is Pussy Powered. In today's video, I'm going to share with you 4 steps to having a vaginal orgasm. No, it's not a myth, and it's really not a mystery, but it sure as hell can feel that way when you've been trying to have one and you feel like, what's going on? What's wrong? Am I even capable of having a vaginal orgasm? And as I shared in a previous video, about 80% of women who've been surveyed about how they orgasm say that they need clitoral stimulation to come. And some women struggle to climax at all. So it's no wonder vaginal orgasm seems so rare and impossible to reach. You may have heard stories from women about how magical vaginal orgasms are, whether they're talking about cervical orgasms or G-spot orgasms, something we've been hearing more conversation about called the A-spot, which is about 5 to 6 inches inside the vagina. These kinds of orgasms produce some deep, ecstatic, soul expanding pleasure, and this type of orgasm truly is a different experience than a clitoral only stimulation kind of orgasm. It feels richer, fuller, and more deeply satisfying, giving a woman the kind of glow that just emanates. Alright, so let's get into it. Here are 4 steps you can take towards having vaginal orgasms. 1. Make the decision. I'm not going to sugarcoat this, it is a commitment. You see, orgasms happen in the brain, and you've probably had a lot of practice having orgasms in another way, so those neural connections are strong. And it's not about undoing those neural connections, but more so about creating new ones. And to start having these vaginal orgasms, you're gonna have to create some new neural pathways, which takes practice, patience, and a hell of a lot of self-compassion. In some cases, it can take a lot of patience, like it did for me. This is such an important point that I want to emphasize right here. Making this decision and this commitment to yourself is the foundation of all of this. I would say the most important step in the bigger picture. Remembering why you want this in the first place. Why is this important to you? Why does it matter that you experience deeper pleasure? What is that going to give you? I remember when my husband told me, you are so committed to masturbating. Fuck yeah, I am. I want to explore more of my deep wells of pleasure without putting that on him, and then bring that into our relationship and our sex life. But I'll talk more about self-pleasure rituals a little bit later. Ultimately, when you do make this decision, just know that you are in this for the long haul. This is a journey. It's not a, like, you're gonna do it one time or for a week or a month or maybe even a year. And surrendering to the beauty and the power of the moment. You're opening yourself up to new possibilities. That is what this really is. Step 2, de-armor your pussy. If you don't know what de-armoring is, I've actually created an entire video specifically about this. How to do it, why to do it, who it's for. So please be sure to check that video out. In a nutshell, de-armoring is the process of inviting your pussy to open up, transforming any numbness or pain and discomfort, resensitizing your pussy to feel pleasure. A lot of times we armor up because of situations in our lives or belief systems, sex negative mindsets, sexual trauma, sexual abuse, or something as simple as inserting something into our pussies before they are really ready. We can hold so much grief and anger and rage in our pussies. So the de-armoring process helps you connect with your femininity and release this bottled up energy that you may have in your pussy. 3rd, explore pressure-free. I told you I was gonna come back to self-pleasure rituals. So I also, guess what, made a video about self-pleasure rituals, all dedicated to why to do it, how to do it, why it's important if you want to be a sexually empowered woman. And basically it is a time where you let yourself explore without the pressure to climax, without any pressure to perform for anyone else in any particular way. Finding the spots that may need de-armoring, and also discovering new pleasure spots that you may not have been aware of before. It's essentially an intentionally carved out time of sexual self-discovery. And during this time, you also discover so much about yourself, what kind of energies you're holding in, how you see your femininity, how you see your womanhood, how you see your role as a lover, a mother, a woman. And it's also a fantastic time to practice orgasmic manifestation if you do climax. And of course, I made a video about that too, called Orgasmic Pussy Manifestation. So if you're interested in that, check that out. Another thing that you can do while you're exploring pressure-free free is practice having orgasms in ways that you're not used to having them. Now again, this can take a lot of patience and self-compassion and courage to try different things because it can be extremely vulnerable and scary even if you're just doing it by yourself. You can begin creating more of those pleasure neural pathway connections by doing whatever it is that already brings you pleasure or brings you to climax and also adding something else into it. That way you have something familiar and something new. For example, if you're used to clitoral stimulation to climax, then you can stimulate yourself that way while also inserting something into your vagina, such as a glass dildo or a crystal wand. You do the familiar thing with the new thing, and then over time, with practice and practice and more practice, I cannot emphasize enough, practice, eventually just this can get you off. You get the idea. Whatever kind of orgasm that you want to experience, try giving your body a taste of that with whatever already gives you that orgasmic experience. And again, I emphasize patience because this can take weeks, months, or even years. So be extremely patient and self-compassionate with yourself. What will absolutely close you off every single time from the potential of having a vaginal orgasm is putting the pressure on yourself. It takes a deep surrender and letting go to experience this kind of orgasm. So again, practice. The fourth step is to connect with your pussy every single day. Every day. I am a firm believer in self-pleasure rituals, but even beyond that, most women benefit greatly from reimagining their pleasure, their sexuality, and how they see their pussies. This is a mindset shift. And again, remember, orgasm happens in the brain. Your beliefs about sexuality, your capacity for receiving pleasure, all of this is reflected in your sexuality and your orgasms and in your pussy. So to do this inner work, to connect with your pussy in a really deep way every day, I recommend 3 practices. You can try doing a meditation that is focused on drawing in energy into your womb space and your pussy, such as my 10-minute pussy meditation. You can also begin to change the way that you talk to yourself about your sexuality and your pussy by doing something as simple as this 5-minute tapping session with sexually empowering affirmations. And you can incorporate a yoni egg practice into your life. Even just 5 minutes at a time, 3 days a week, you can begin there with a yoni egg practice. I've also created an entire yoni egg series to which I am adding more and more. In fact, a yoni egg practice is such a great way to connect your mind, body, and spirit when you do it intentionally and mindfully. This isn't about just sticking an egg in your vagina and walking around with it all day trying to keep it in. Having a yoni egg practice that is focused and mindful can strengthen your pelvic floor, which is fantastic for practical reasons like if you have incontinence, if you pee yourself, jumping or walking or jogging, and also for sexual and pleasurable purposes because the stronger your pelvic floor, not the tighter, because a lot of women have chronically tight pelvic floors, the stronger it is, meaning it can both contract and relax, and you are in control of that, the more pleasurable, intense, and deep orgasms you will have. It's also such a luscious way to connect with your body and your pussy. Overall, this comes down to creating a new mindset for yourself about how you look at your sexuality, your pleasure, your deservingness, your worthiness of pleasure, your beliefs about your sexuality, and what it means, what it looks like to be an empowered, whole, complete, authentic woman. So there you have it, wild ones, queens, and goddesses, my 4 steps to vaginal orgasms. I hope that you got something valuable from this video. Please comment below with what you took away from everything that I just shared. I know it's kind of loaded, it's 4 steps, but it is deep. And of course, please feel free to check out any of the referenced videos that I mentioned in this video. And I really want to encourage you to keep moving forward. Keep exploring, keep discovering more of yourself. Through your pussy, you will learn so much about yourself, you will grow so much, you will become so powerful, empowered, and free. Please be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it, share with a friend, and be sure to subscribe for more content about sexual empowerment for women. Stay tuned for more, and in the meantime, here's to your unleashing for a pussy-powered life.